Hello there, everybody. My name is Eric Stevenson. I just wanted to say that I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to try to defend religion. I know that this is really something strange that most people on this website don't do, but I'm going to do it. I notice a lot of people like Pat Condell and Thunderfoot seem to take a lot of pride in being atheists, but I don't think this, but that's not what I believe. First of all, I'd like to start off with a quote by Trey Parker. You may know him as the writer of South Park. He said that the show had become popular among atheists and people against religion, but he said that of all the ridiculous things religion teaches, atheism is in fact worse, as it teaches that things happen just because. And I think he's right about that. I want you to look at yourself, and I want you to honestly think, do you really think that as an atheist you are a rationalist by believing that things happen just because? I don't think you are. I'm not trying to discriminate against anybody. I would never discriminate against religion, or lack of, but I just want to defend my own position. I want us all to take a look. I want us all to take a look at religion, and let's think about it. In terms of religion, this is what I believe. What a person must do is that we can't say that a religion is wrong per se. What I like to think of it is that it's not for me. I know that's kind of hard to understand, but what I'm saying is, let's say that there's a person who speaks English and a person who speaks Spanish. You may ask yourself, now a person who speaks Spanish would look at a cat and call that a gato. A person who speaks English would look at a cat and simply call it a cat. But the question remains, which one of them is right? The thing is, neither of them are right or wrong, for that matter, because they're both simply used to describe the same thing in a different way. Therefore, what I believe is that religion is a way of God coming to us in different ways. I don't really think that there's a wrong religion per se, just a religion not for me. I actually did some research and I found out that there were some groups of Romans and the like who believed in Jupiter as their main god, and Egyptians believed in Ra, but they did not believe that Ra was wrong per se. They just thought it wasn't for them. What I'm trying to say is that I believe that religion serves an evolutionary purpose, and I think that we should fulfill that purpose in however way it comes to us. That is why, now, I'm trying to say is that in terms of religion, you must learn that people must learn to understand each other in order for us to get along in this world. I don't think that if we all simply became atheists, it would solve anything, because it would take away the power of the individual. I think that we should be allowed to think what we believe. I also would like to say that in terms of religion, if to a certain extent, and at least in the United States, I think it would be unconstitutional for there to be no religion, as it clearly states that we have freedom of religion. The idea of the United States of America is that we can do whatever we want as long as it doesn't hurt other people. So all I'm saying is that we should all believe whatever we want, but don't let it hurt other people. In terms of, now, I personally am a Christian. Well, I guess it would take a while to explain, but I believe in that stuff. But I will say that I do not know what happens after you die, and I cannot describe it in detail at all. I do not know that Jesus was a divine person or anything. I do believe that there is purpose in this life, and without God, I simply do not see it. If you ask me, a lot of people in the media who pride themselves on being rational, is not considered so. What's most annoying is how I'd like to say something about a few people in the media I have. First of all, I don't exactly support this idea of celebrating Christmas for atheists. I mean, yeah, I think Pat Condell made some good ideas, making good points, but why don't you celebrate Hanukkah? Why don't you celebrate Kwanzaa? Are you saying some holidays religious aren't good enough for you? And if you're going to equate Christmas with Halloween, why is it that on Halloween you don't get the day off, whereas on Christmas you get the entire day off? Are you honestly so lazy you can't simply come up with your own holiday, Atheist Day, Science Day, whatever? Or are you too lazy even for that? Another thing I like to say is that Christopher Hitchens is probably the most annoying atheist out there. Many of his logical arguments simply make no sense. For example, there is one point where he was asked that Martin Luther King Jr. was a Christian and he helped the civil rights movement. He then pointed out that A. Philip Randolph was an atheist and he also helped, but that doesn't mean anything. Why? Because A. Philip Randolph would have done those things even if he wasn't an atheist. In fact, I think the relationship between A. Philip Randolph and Martin Luther King Jr. should give us all a demonstration that we should allow secularists and non-secularists to work together. Not everybody conforms to the same thing. Using this same logic, we could apply it to something else. For example, you could say that Hitler was a Christian, which I'm really not sure he was, but let's just say he was. Well, Martin Bormann, who helped Hitler a lot, was an atheist. And don't even think about saying that Martin Bormann would have done those things even if he was an atheist. That doesn't matter, because A. Philip Randolph would have done those things if he was an atheist. So therefore, neither of us is right or can gain advantage. We both have two people at high authority doing good and bad things who believed in God. All I wanted to do was to say that I don't know the transfers of the world, but I believe that we should try to find out what God means to us and what it is. I believe that is what makes us think. I don't want religion to stop people from thinking. I want it to make them think more. I was just trying to express my opinion. Thank you.